Greetings. My name is Troy Cady, and I invite you to pause with me for a brief time of prayer. A faith network that I lead called PlayWell Communities likes to pause when we're able at 4 different times of the day for prayer. In the morning, in the middle of the day, in the evening, and at bedtime. And we have a little booklet that we follow that contains special prayers for each of these times of the day. And when I'm able, I like to share this prayer time online in hopes that others might feel welcome to join in. In today's prayer time, I will read in the middle of our prayer time a little segment from the excellent book Playing in Living Water. It's a book that was written by my friend Jennifer Goodyer, and it's available on Amazon in both paperback and digital formats. And I encourage you, if you like the excerpt that I've read, I encourage you to pick up a copy and be a blessing to her. It's a really good book. So today I'd like to read just a little excerpt from her chapter called The Invitation to Pray. Well, with that, let's get ready. I always like to light a candle when I go into prayer like this, because it reminds me that Jesus, the light of the world, is with us. The words of Jesus from Matthew 11:28 to 29, as translated by Eugene Peterson in The Message. Jesus says, "Come to me, get away with me, and you'll recover your life. Learn the unforced rhythms of grace." In the middle of the day, we return to you, Jesus, our center. In you we live and move and have our being. Like parched souls searching for a spring, we thirst for you and your ways. With joy, we draw water from the wells of your salvation. Just rest a little while now. Just breathe and be present. Join me in this confession called The Life of the Beloved. I'll speak one line at a time and leave a pause so that you can either say this confession aloud yourself or just savor each line in your heart. I believe that I am God's beloved child. I am learning to let God's love fill my heart, to let it shape my life. So I may be just who God has made me to be, nothing more and nothing less. That I may abide in love and share God's love with all that I am. Amen. A reading from Playing in Living Water, Practicing a Prayerful Life by Jennifer Goodyer. This comes from her chapter, The Invitation to Pray. Brother Lawrence writes, "If I were to be responsible for guiding souls, I would urge everyone to be aware of God's constant presence, if for no other reason than God's presence is a delight to our souls and spirit." And Jen Goodyer writes, "Picture the scene. It's a warm, sunny day, and you are beside a vast lake. The sun is bright and strong, but there's a cool, refreshing breeze to cut through the heat. The lake is twinkling in the sunlight, waves gently lapping the shore. There are children running in the shallows as they laugh and splash one another. Deeper out, a man is swimming, his head bobbing up and down. A woman floats on her back, eyes closed, buoyed by the gentle waves, but otherwise still. Teenagers are throwing a ball to one another. A couple walk the shoreline, in step and hand in hand. A woman sits on the shore, head cast downwards. She digs her feet into the sand and allows the water to lap at her legs. For me, this is an abiding image of the freedom and spontaneity into which we are invited in prayer. It's an image of the invitation to enter the living water of God's abundantly available presence and pray as we are and not how we wish we were. This is the invitation to let go of shoulds and be with God in trust and vulnerable openness, bringing our energy and laughter, our weariness and our tears, our need for rest and play, our questions and doubts. It is into the abundance of God's presence that we are invited in prayer. Much as a vast lake welcomes all who seek to splash, float, swim, and play, so the living water of God is offered to all who come, whether tentative or confident, loud or quiet, restrained or wild. We can bring our words and our silence, our bodies and our feelings, our memories and imaginations, our creativity and our wounds. We can be ourselves right here, where we are now. All is welcome, and we need not hold back or try to perform. And much as a lake holds water enough to refresh, cleanse, soothe, and wash, so the living water of God's presence offers all the refreshment and healing that we need. It may take time and it may take some effort, but all that our souls long for is already enfolded in a life of prayerful presence. Let's reflect on that with a moment of silence. As it's the middle of the day, many of us have already been at work, and many of us still have some work ahead of us. And so in our midday prayers for PlayWell Communities, we like to offer a prayer for work. Join me in this now. We commit to you the work that is done and the work that is yet undone. May your beauty rest upon us, Lady Wisdom. We trust you will complete the incomplete. We believe you will finish what you started. May we meet you on the road with us, Brother Jesus. As we labor, be our resting place. Please make our work restful and our rest fruitful. May we remain present to your presence, Great Spirit. And now receive this prayer, first offered by Teresa de Avila, the Spanish mystic of the 16th century. Let nothing disturb you, nothing affright you. All things are passing. God never changes. Patient endurance attains to all things. Whom God possesses, in nothing is wanting. Alone, God suffices. Thank you for joining me in prayer today, dear friends. I will most likely be back again tomorrow at noon with another segment of midday prayer, and I invite you to join me then if you are able. I hope you have a good rest of the day. Be loved because you are beloved.